Hello there, this is Cindy at cindybdesigns.com. Thank you for joining me today. This is the second card that we are creating from the Florals in Bloom Suite Collection. Really easy to do. This went up on my blog yesterday on Tuesday for a challenge using the same suite collection for Stampin' Up! Only challenges. So please join us over there. It's a site that Tammy Fight and I run. So for this card, we're going to play around with those big, large, chunky die cuts and the textured note frames. We're going to do some more two-step stamping. We're going to cut out a frame from that, the second one. We're not going to be using the online exclusives butterflies there to the right that you see, but we will be using those dies. No ribbon, not those ribbons in this card, but we are going to do Secret Sea, Granny Apple Green, Peach Pie, and oh, what's that new in color? Timid Tiger for this card. So our card base is going to be a top folding A2 4 1/4 across by 5 1/2 down, and I'm pinning the folding side down towards me in the L part of the Stamparatus, and I cut the designer series paper down to the exact same size, and that's going to cover our entire card front. Directions, measurements, everything like that will be over on the blog at cindybdesigns.com. There's a direct link to the blog post underneath this here. So I got some overhang there, which I will eventually end up, trimming off real quick. But in the meantime, I want to build up that big bloom sentiment there. So I'm going to take the more solid one where you can see it's going to cut out the entire word. And then that bloom right there is more of the wordy one. And I'm looking at that white cardstock and it's like, this is too dull. So I grabbed my Wink of Stella and I'm coloring in, that just to give it a little bit of bling and pizzazz or whatever. I'm gonna dry that real quick with, swinging it in the air. Put my low tack adhesive on that. And then I'm going to run them both through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And this time I will do that on screen. When I run dies like this through, I just kind of do it quick and slow at the same time because I want them to come out easy without using wax paper, which I normally do with stuff like that, but I forgot. So when I pop out that white one right there, and you're going to see me like throw it down a few times because the well the parts that you don't need come out, and it just kind of shakes it out by itself, so to speak. So that is in, no, not Secrecy, Cloud Cover, that large bloom one right there. And that is nowhere on the card outside of a stamp that we're going to use. And then I just punched out our, well, that bloom die cut that fits right in there for that two-tone look. And that is what we are looking like so far. I'm not going to glue it like that though, but I'm trying to position it on there. So I'm pulling in my craft mat and my liquid adhesive. I'm going to put little teeny tiny dots of glue on the back of that and then here it off screen because we're talking teeny tiny dots. So textured notes, the second frame, I'm going to cut that out of basic white regular cardstock off screen, brought it back in, and very happy. These are online exclusives. They came out because I finally put away my stitch rectangles because they replaced them. So now I'm pulling in the card base and that rectangle that we just cut, and I'm trying to line everything up together. I don't know why this turned out to be like another 18-minute long card when it's really super basic. But I did make a lot of mistakes along the way because, again, I did not plan this, and I think it all worked out. So the first, I got the bloom in there, but that sentiment is too large to fit on my panel. So I decided to grab the Let Joy bloom instead. And that is going to work up there. And that is going to be our image panel. Lining up the die cut and then positioning that die to exactly where I want to stamp it down. And that is going to be in Secret Sea ink. So while we are doing all of this, be sure to go on over to the blog at cindybdesigns.com to the navigation bar and check out my May 2025 card class to go. And we are doing the Botanical Texture Suite Collection, which is just really nice as a new online exclusive, but it can be very masculine and feminine at the same time. So, and there's two ways you can get that too, with a purchase or just buy the tutorial. Got that stamped down. Yeah, skip intro. And I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to adhere the Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the bloom, where I want to do my images up there on top. And this is a card that I really stumble through with the images, to tell you the truth. And I will let you know exactly where I felt that I could have done better. So I'm pulling in that stem from the Pretty Florals, and I'm going to stamp that down twice with Granny Apple Green ink, and that's going to be die cut out. When I do something like this, I put it down twice because I can. I flip the cardstock around, and just in case I mess up on a die cut, I have options, right? And don't have to like redo it because I'm already doing that in the first place. So those two images there, we have one that is solid, which I'm laying down right now. And when you have that two-step stamping, you want to lay down the solid images in the light color. And in this case, it is going to be peach pie. And again, I'm going to flip around that cardstock and then ink that up again. Give it a nice, good impression. Get everything cleaned up. And then I'm going to bring the line art image on top of that. And since these are clear photopolymer stamps, super easy to see through. If you clean them up right away, minimal stains, if any. So Timid Tiger, new in color, and that is going to go right over the peach pie. And you'll be able to see the definition there when I get everything cut out. And once again, I am going to go ahead and repeat that. Get everything cleaned up. And I'm not sure if I take this off screen or not to die cut everything out or keep it in. I'm trying to see what I'm going to do right now. I'm grabbing the dies. Okay, yeah. So I'm probably going to, oh, yeah, caught a mark on my finger there because it's going to go to your cardstock no matter what. And our die cuts, they are so tight. They're great fit. And it's an easy placement on top of the stem. And, any flowers, whatever you want to do. So I'm getting that down with some low tack tape, and then I'm going to take it through the Stampin' Cut in a Boss machine. Okay, got that figured out. So those are our new markers. The tips changed the fine tip a couple years ago, and that is one of our new in color markers of Secret Sea. And I'm just adding some my own statements to that to differentiate between the solid flower and the line art flower. Got that down, exactly how I want it to go with the statements. And now I want lining everything up. That is going to be the middle image, and I do know that I want that going down on Stampin' Dimensionals.